Express is one of those public domain horror films that comes up a lot in collections. The big DVD box set things from back in the day, or now often on on-demand streaming services like Tubi. And I think it's often overlooked in terms of favor of other public domain films that have kicked off genres like Night of the Living Dead or The Last Man on Earth and Vincent Price's performance in that film. This is a damn shame, as Horror Express is Sir Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing sharing a tremendous amount of screen time, with the two actors getting to play off each other in a way that they never really got to with Hammer, and certainly rarely got to with Amicus. Horror Express is a very loose adaptation of Who Goes There by John W. Campbell, moving the story from a remote Antarctic outpost to a train on the Trans-Siberian Railway, with the time period also moved to the 1800s. All this is a ton to change up the general feel of the story and lets it become its own thing. In particular, we have two archaeologists, Dr. Saxon, played by Christopher Lee, and Dr. Wells, played by Cushing, on the train together. The two have a friendly rivalry, but aren't actively antagonistic, and when the crap hits the fan, they are willing and able to collaborate. The monster itself is a mummified prehistoric human excavated in China by Saxon and being brought west for study, only to thaw out in transit and start wreaking havoc upon the train. Additionally, rather than the monster just being a shapeshifter, with their body being based around changing its form and creating more of itself, instead it's able to body swap, along with being able to just kill people and drain their knowledge from them, leaving their brains completely smooth. Yet, with all these changes, Horror Express recognizes the core principle of what makes Who Goes There work. It's a story about a bunch of people on a train in a remote, claustrophobic environment with a monster that could be anyone, and a significant part of the conflict being figuring out who to trust. It makes the whole execution of the story tremendous. Even better, when the film does the thing that none of the other generally more well-known and well-regarded adaptations of Who Goes There does, and introduces a bunch of outsiders seemingly coming to the rescue, it's in the form of a group of Cossacks led by Captain Kazan, played with a glorious, no scenery left unchewed performance by Telly Savalas. This is played as the way it should. They're a liability. Kazan doesn't know what's going on, and as an arrogant Tsarist nationalist with contempt of foreigners, who thus has no desire to listen to Saxon Wells, and wouldn't believe them even if he was inclined to listen to them, it creates a situation where you have a bunch of heavily armed people, one of whom has power and authority over everyone on the train, who the monster can then take over. So it, rather than undermining the tension, it ratchets it up considerably, making for a very interesting and exciting conclusion to the film. In all, I really think that Horror Express is an underrated gem and is definitely worth taking the time to watch. If you overlook the film because it's public domain, look it up. Look this film up. It's going to be no skin off your nose cost-wise. But if you did enjoy it and you want to have a physical copy of it, well, it has gotten a Blu-ray release from Arrow Video, and I'll have a link in the doobly-doo for where you can pick it up. If you like your physical, honestly, Arrow, you can't go wrong with Arrow. That's a good release to pick up.
Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the show, please like and subscribe, and also consider backing my Patreon. Patreon backers get episodes up to 1 week early of this show and any future Let's Plays. Also, please consider backing my Ko-fi. Tossing me a few bucks also helps support the show, and it's not a monthly obligation or anything like that.